Hello, my name is Thao Pham, and I'm a SNAP educator from the U of M Extension. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program. Today I'm at Richfield City Hall, and we're going to do a virtual video of me showing you all how to make chicken spring rolls. One of the first things when it comes to cooking is you want to make sure that your environment is clean, including the utensils that you use, the countertops, and then washing your hands too is very important. So these are some of the ingredients that go into making chicken spring rolls. We have carrots, bell peppers, cucumbers, and as far as for the herbs that go in there, I'm going to use cilantro today, but you can use several different things. You can use basil, you can use mint leaves, but today I'm going to use cilantro because it's easy for people to get cilantro at pretty much any grocery store. And then you got soy sauce. This is a brand that I like using. It's called Golden Mountain, but you can use any type of soy sauce you desire. And then this is sesame oil. This is hoisin sauce, and this is sriracha, garlic powder, black pepper, sugar, and creamy peanut butter. And then you also will need some lettuce. It could be iceberg lettuce such as this, or romaine lettuce. You're gonna end up chopping it up anyways and rolling it inside the spring roll. And we got rice, vermicelli noodles, and rice paper. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna boil some water so we can boil these noodles. And this is rice vermicelli noodles, okay? You can find this particular brand at an Asian market, but you can go to Cub and find different brands too there. But as long as it's rice vermicelli noodles, it's okay. But I just prefer this brand. So I'm gonna use a pot about this size and bring the water to a boil, and I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of salt in there, like a pinch. And then I'm gonna put, this is the oil I have available with me today, but you can use any type of oil so the noodles helps the noodles from sticking together. So you want to boil these noodles for about 10 to 12 minutes, okay? So you just want to make sure that the noodles are submerged in the boiling water. And after it boils for about 10 to 12 minutes, I'm going to put it in a strainer and strain it and rinse it off with cold water to stop the process of the noodles cooking. So now about 2 minutes into it, the noodles are starting to soften up in the boiling water. So now the noodles is ready. It's been about 10 minutes. I'll bring this over to the sink. It's a hot pot, so make sure that you're careful. You want to rinse it off with some cold water. And the reason why I'm rinsing it off with cold water is it helps slow down the cooking process of the noodles. You don't want the noodles to be overcooked either. Pour it into a colander. Some people call it a strainer, some people call it a colander, it's the same thing. This is cold water. Don't put your hands in there right away when you first put it in the colander, because those noodles are hot. You don't want to burn your fingers. So I'm going to rinse this off with cold water. noodles to be as dry as possible before we start rolling it into the spring roll, okay? So now I set the vermicelli noodles after rinsing it off in the cold water aside so it can dry up enough so we can roll it up in the spring roll. We're gonna focus in on making the marinade for the chicken, and we're gonna saute to roll inside the spring roll. So today I have 3 chicken breasts. They're about a little bit larger size. So my recipe for the chicken breast marinade is basically a tablespoon of soy sauce for each breast and a teaspoon of sugar for each breast, and then a quarter teaspoon of black pepper, but you can add more black pepper if you like, and then per breast. And then you want to use about a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of sugar per breast. So today we have 3 breasts, and I'm going to put 3 teaspoons of sugar in here. 1, 2, 3. And we got some black pepper. I'm going to use a quarter teaspoon. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Then we got the garlic powder. So you can go heavy with the garlic too if you want, but let's do a half a teaspoon for each chicken breast. I'm sorry, we're doing a full teaspoon, but the half teaspoon is the only thing that will fit in here. Teaspoon's too big. 1, 2, 3. And then you want, per breast, you want about a teaspoon of sesame oil. 2, 3. And you want a tablespoon of soy sauce for each breast. We got 3 breasts, and we want 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And you use a whisk or a spoon, whichever tool you have handy at home. And you're going to make sure that all of that is blended together really well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slice up the chicken breast to put in a marinade. And when working with chicken, you want to be careful so you don't get the chicken juices all over the place, and it could you can give people salmonella. I even go a further step and put on latex glove when it comes to working with chicken. And make sure that the surrounding area is clear of anything else that you're going to be working with when you work with chicken. And when cutting into chicken, just like most meat, you want to cut against the grain. Chicken has a grain that you can see. It looks like it's got lines going this way. So what I want to do is cut against the grain. And you want to cut into thin slices like this. Put that in the marinade. Continue doing this with all of the breast that I have. So let's say that you use 4 breasts you just use another tablespoon of soy sauce, another teaspoon of sugar, and another quarter teaspoon of black pepper, and garlic powder. Don't use garlic salt. Garlic powder is what you want to use. You don't want to put any more salt in there. The soy sauce is plenty of salt in that already. And when you're cutting, you want to use the claw technique. Don't cut your fingers. So now I got the chicken all sliced up and in the bowl of marinade. I'm gonna mix it up with the marinade here. So make sure that all the chicken gets that marinade. It smells so good. I can smell that sesame oil. And that garlic powder. Then after we're done mixing this up, I'm gonna wash my hands again just in case I got some chicken on my hand. I'm gonna let the chicken sit up for about 30 minutes. You can let it sit longer if you want, but at least 30 minutes. Because you want that marinade to soak into the meat, okay? It smells so good. So now that we got our chicken set aside, let it marinate for about 30 minutes, we're gonna start on making the sauce. In the sauce, we're gonna use hoisin, creamy peanut butter, sesame oil, sriracha, and typically you wanna put a little lime juice in there, but I'm gonna leave it out today. That's an option. So we're gonna go ahead and put about a half cup of peanut butter into this bowl. Okay, creamy peanut butter. So you just use this ratio, or make it to your liking too. But I just want to let you know the ingredients that go in here. Okay. Just a little bit more there. And that's some creamy peanut butter. Then I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of hoisin, which is this guy right here. See that? In there. And then I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sriracha. Some of you might like less, some of you might like more, depending on what your tolerance for hotness is, okay? And then a tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay. And then I'm going to put about a half a cup of boiling water in here, okay? So I got the water boiling over here on the stove. About a half a cup. There we are. Then I'm going to use that whisk, or whatever tool you have available to you. Use a fork too. I'm going to mix it all together. And the reason why we want to use about a half a cup in there for that amount of peanut butter, hoisin, and sriracha, because the peanut butter and the hoisin is kind of thick. So you want it so it's like an applesauce consistency, where it's not too runny and it's not too thick. There we are, we got our sauce. So now we're gonna wash the vegetables that we're gonna use to roll in the spring roll, okay? I like to wash my vegetables in a bowl of water and submerge it so all the dirt will come out of it. And I'm using a fruit scrubber. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can still wash it in with water in there. I'm gonna scrub this cucumber really nice. Rinse it off. Same with my bell pepper. Rinse that off. My carrots. Whoa! One fell off the ground. Now you have to really wash that one really good. Rinse that off. It's important to wash all your vegetables thoroughly and clean, because even if you peel it or cut into it, whatever goes on the outside still can possibly go on the inside. I'm going to dump this water out. Get a fresh bowl of water. And use cold water, don't use hot water when you raw wash your vegetables, okay? And I'll rinse that cilantro in there. Submerge it in water and kind of like dip it into the water a few times, because there's dirt that can be trapped inside the stems and the leaves. Rinse that out. Put it in the strainer. And then I'm going to do the lettuce. So I'm going to cut into the lettuce like so. And for the lettuce, there's a trick to this. When you buy iceberg lettuce, you can just go like this with the core and just pop it out like this. And take the center out. Okay? And tear it like that. And just, let's just use half of it. Dump that water out. Mix it again. So now we're gonna take the lettuce and we're gonna chop it up, okay? So when you roll in a spring roll, you want things to be more like a stick form. And I'll show you why when we start rolling. So we want to chop the lettuce into this, okay? Now once you're done chopping the lettuce into little strips, you want to put it into a bowl. And then we're going to move on to cutting the bell pepper. I'm going to rinse this knife off real quick. there's a secret to cutting bell peppers. So you want to cut it, so the core is right here, right? You want to cut it around the core. Like that. I have a little scrap bowl here. I just put my scraps in there, put my seeds in there because I'm not going to need that in the spring roll. Same thing, I'm going to cut my bell peppers into little strips. So see, all of it into little strips. Now you want to put it into a bowl. Put all your ingredients into separate bowls. We're going to do it in the components. Next thing I'm going to do is going to peel my cucumber. Okay. Hands off. Ready? And we're going to cut into the cucumber like this, okay, and cut it in half. And then I usually take the seeds out with a spoon, but we can also do this too. Take the seeds out that way. Be easier. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cut these pieces into little sticks. Now we're cutting cucumbers into little sticks. And with the scraps that you got from your veggies, you can compost that. Put these cucumbers in a bowl. Like I did with the rest of the ingredients. See that? Now I'm going to move on to my carrots. I'm going to peel the carrots first. And again, I'm going to cut these into little sticks also. Let me do it with, I'm going to show you how I do it with carrots though. You got to be careful with carrots. Carrots, I'm going to cut the ends off on the carrots. Put my little compost thing there. And I'm going to take the carrots, I'm going to cut it in half. Now be careful because carrots roll like this. So you got to grip it real tight and cut one edge off like that. Now it's flat, it's not rolling anywhere, right? It's not. You're going to do that repeatedly through all the sides. See that? Now you got more like a square sides now. You're just not going to roll anywhere. It allows you to cut this into little strips. And then you want to cut into little julienne sticks like this. This is called julienne, the sticks. Little sticks like that. I'm going to finish cutting these up into sticks and put it into another bowl. And then we're going to start sauteing the chicken. This has been about close to 30 minutes now. So now that we're done chopping up all the veggies, I'm going to move over to the stove and we're going to saute the chicken. So we got the pan on the stove. You can use a pan that's like a deep pan like this or a shallow one, it doesn't matter. Today we're gonna saute quite a bit of chicken all at once, so I'm gonna use a deeper pan, okay? And I'm gonna put it on high because I'm gonna use butter. And the reason I use butter, it's not as healthy as using like olive oil or something, another different oil, but the butter gives it like a little crispiness on the outside of the chicken. Okay, so I'm gonna use about, for 3 chicken breasts, I'm gonna use about 3 tablespoons. Okay. So now the butter's melted. We need to have it swirl around the pan a little bit so it coats the whole bottom of the pan, like that. So when the butter's all completely melted, is a good indication that the pan's hot enough. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the chicken and we're gonna put it in there, like so. Spread the chicken around. So we're still waiting for the pan to get extra hot here. So generally you want to use about medium-high heat to cook the chicken. Okay. See the chicken? When you're cooking it, start looking white like that. It's on the outside. I mean, it's starting to cook. So we'll let that saute for a little bit there and flip it every couple minutes. I'm going to do this for about 15-20 minutes to make sure all the chicken's cooked. So this meat, the chicken is getting there. It's a little pink on some of the pieces, so we're gonna make sure when it comes to this, the reason we do it with butter so we can once the chicken chars up a little bit, that's when we're done. That should take place in about 5-6 more minutes. So now the chicken is fully cooked, and this is what it looks like right here. It's got a little, some areas got a little browning to it. That's okay. That's how we want it. Okay. And then I wanted to show you guys something. We got our components here. We got our bell peppers, our carrots, our cucumbers, our shredded lettuce, and then our cilantro, which I took and broke in half like this. Okay. And then I got our rice vermicelli noodles. And the last component is this rice paper. This rice paper, you can buy it at Cub. You can buy it at most Asian market. This is the brand that I prefer. It's made with tapioca and filtered water and rice flour. Okay, now what do you want to do with it? Because when you get it and cut it out of the packet, you take it out of the packet, it's hard like this. So you want to use a bowl, and you want to use hot to warm water, okay? And you want to rotate the rice paper in there, submerge all of it, and then let the water run off of it. You don't want to sit in water on this when you put it down to roll. So you put it on a platform like this. I use a bamboo cutting board because it's harder for it to stick to that, okay? You can use a plate. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first put some shredded lettuce in here, like this. Make it to like a little area, like a mound that's long, a little long mound like that. And you want to put a little bit of noodles in there, like that. And remember earlier when I was telling you guys to cut everything in into little sticks? The reason why when cutting the little sticks, I'm going to show you here. I'm going to put a few pieces of carrot in there, and a couple sticks of cucumbers, and maybe 1 or 2 of these bell pepper sticks. And for the herb, we'll put in a little bit of cilantro in there like this. Okay? Then we want to put the meat right on top. Like that. What we want to do is, some people fold from the back first, but what I'm going to show you today, we're going to fold the sides in first. See how sticky, see how soft it became? It's nice and sticky now. The reason why I was telling you to cut everything into a stick form is because when you roll it like this. Like into that form right there. See that? So that's the reason why you want everything in like kind of little sticks so you can get into the shape, okay? So we got the sauce in a bowl. We got a couple spring rolls rolled up here. And what I like to do is sometimes cut them in half and just dip it in the sauce. But you just eat it like this. In there like that. It's so good. I wish you guys were all here with me. Thanks for watching. When we come back next time, we'll do another recipe. Hopefully everyone can learn another ethnic dish. And my name's Thao Pham, and I'll see you next time.